Hey, welcome to part 2 of my year-end recap. So, let me check something real quick. So the internet went bad, so it like went down to 0, but now it's working. It's a little bit better. It's still it's like it's just jumping from 2000 to 6,000 kilobits per second. So it's like it's jumping all over the place. But it's still better than nothing like before. It was just going down to 0. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue my recap. Hopefully Will shows up so that I'm not here alone. I guess I'm gonna wait like like 1 more minute until Will shows up. Well, yeah, I was doing this. I was going... If you're watching the VOD of this, just go watch the previous video, which was like Manila Ocean Park and a 2024 recap. But now I'm doing like the recap part 2 because I'm going to continue. Fortunately, no one's here to watch. I guess I guess I could wait for people to show up. What time did I stop streaming? Maybe it's like over an hour ago. Yeah. Okay, so I was talking about Valkyria Chronicles. This is definitely an S tier game for me. I'm probably a little biased because I really like the game. But definitely Valkyria Chronicles 4 is better. Like I said, better story and better unit and game design, because obviously they had how many sequels to work with and all that. But still, it holds a special place in my heart. I've bought this game like 3 times. I bought it when it originally came out on PS3. I bought the PS3 version, and then I bought the Switch version, which is the one I played on stream. Switch version is practically the same as the PS4 version, I guess. Like I did not notice anything unless like someone noticed it. But yeah, overall, maybe for a regular person, I'd put it B tier because, you know, it has these unique mechanics that is only in this game. You don't see that sort of game mechanics in any other game. The friggin' YouTube is telling me that the bit rate is too low. Let me see if I could put it down up to 3,000 kilobits per second instead of 2,500. But yeah, but like I think a lot of people might not enjoy it because it has very unique gameplay, and even RPG fans or tactical RPG fans would be like stumped on how the game is played, because it's very unique, but it works well enough. But it's an old game. It's like you can, if you know one exploit, you can exploit it, and it becomes kind of easy when you learn that one exploit. But I think overall it's a good game, and of course I think it's S tier, but I think for a regular person it's B tier. If you don't like anime, or I mean if you don't like anime that much, it might be a C, or or if you don't like RPGs at all, it might be a D. But even for like veteran RPG fans because the gameplay is very vastly different from anything on the market. Like, I feel like the closest thing it is like a game like XCOM, but like you could move the characters in 3D rather than just move them on a grid. But yeah, that's it. Streets of Rage 2. So I played this on the Sega Genesis Mini, and I guess I enjoyed the game. Like, it's fun, but I guess I'm frustrated that a lot of the moves is... I wish the controls were a little bit more simplified, because some of the moves you have to do like a Shoryuken or a Hadouken kind of movement. So especially on the Genesis gamepad, like, it wears on your thumbs. Like, if you play it for a while, you'll get blisters. And I feel like it's aged pretty well. Definitely better, way better than the first Streets of Rage. And I don't remember if I finished the whole game, or if I died, or if I had like infinite health. I think I did finish the game. I don't remember. Okay, Epic Mickey. I'd put this C tier. Maybe back in the day I'd put it B tier, but I remember even back in the day when I played it being kind of underwhelmed by it. Like, it wasn't that great. Sure, like the aesthetics of it, like, oh, it's like Mickey in this other land. But I feel like they didn't go far enough with it. Like Yahtzee talked about how, like, because like Disney and the brand of Mickey is sort of holding it back, where it could have been more edgy, I guess. But again, just because of the brand, it felt like it was being held back. This Tax Heaven 3000. I don't like visual novels, and I am I studied UK tax. So doing this, which is American tax, I'm like, huh? And at the end, I was like, huh? Did I calculate the tax correct and stuff? To be fair, I was doing numbers from, like, it's a weird mix, because I studied UK tax, and I was taking numbers from my Philippine tax return and applying it to American tax return. And then, of course, this is only like federal tax or something like that. It does not include state tax. So it's not gonna really help you that much with all your taxes if you're American. It was kind of short. The story's not very I don't know. As a game, I'd put it D tier, but maybe if you're doing the taxes for that year, you might put it higher. But it's like interesting. I'd put it higher if I like these visual novels, but I just don't. I have a distaste for them. William and Sly. I wish Will Dang was here so that I could tell him that I did not enjoy this game. It's kind of like it came with the one and two. It was kind of dull. Like, I felt like falling asleep with it. Had like pretty much barely any level design to it. It's just basically one big level, and you're supposed to find all of the items and all that. And I don't know, it's not good. I feel like it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, it only took like 30 minutes or an hour to do and all that. But if I honestly was playing this and I wasn't streaming it on my own, I would have just stopped playing it after 10 minutes. But it's not terrible. It's not like these games which like frustrate me, like this doesn't work and this annoyed the fuck out of me. Mm. Anywho, yeah, like I guess if you got time to kill, you could play them, but if you got something better to do, I wouldn't play it. Next is Helldivers 2. This is like a really fun game. It obviously is fun to play with other people, and like uh the lore and the aesthetics of it make you really get into the game. Again, it's like you're playing like a more modern version of Starship Troopers, right? I feel like its biggest strength is its gameplay design, in which it sort of makes on purpose. Why do I have one like but no viewers? Anyway, it's game. Hey, Will, what's going on? Oh, god damn it. This one YouTube thing, like here, I'll show you. I was looking at this where it says concurrent viewers 0, and here it says 1. I'm like, what the heck? I thought no one was watching me. But yeah, also the internet came back. Right now it's like 18 p.m. But I was like testing it from 7 p.m. onwards, and the internet was like 0.48 kilobits per second. Like really friggin' slow. And like maybe 7:55, it was still slow, but I tested it after 8 p.m. and it was fast. So I was like, but the speed was, when I turned on OBS, it was going from like 2,500 kilobits to 6,000. So it's very like jumping up and down. But now it looks like it's stabilized. Let me put the speed back up to 6,000 and see if it's actually stabilized. So I don't know, like, was someone uploading videos in my building to fuck up the internet upload? But yeah. Do you hear my opinion of this game, Will? I mean, I feel like you already know my opinion. Like, I was bored playing it. But anyway, on to Helldivers 2. Greatest strength of it is sort of the game design and how it sort of, it intentionally makes things more difficult, which adds to the lore, right? Like, for instance, like when you're aiming down the gun, it's like, you know how in a lot of games, like wherever your target reticule is aimed at, wherever, like say you have wait, you said you were bored by the Zen lol. Let me bring up paint. So let's say like you're playing a shooting game, right? And you got the crosshair like this, right? Why does it look like a booby? You know what? Let's do this. It doesn't look like a booby. You got this, right? So because in usual games, what they do is if you aim down the sights and you're aiming like this, your gun will typically shoot at what the dot is aiming at. But Helldivers, it sort of has this other second reticle. This is where you're looking. But where the gun is pointing is different. Like your gun will sometimes like aim somewhere else. And that really adds to the immersion that you are just this soldier in this impossible situation of you're in a war zone and every little thing is against you. And sometimes the game is intentionally difficult. But of course, you could choose to make it more difficult or not. But like, it sort of adds to the lore that you are just this little disposable clone or something that is just fighting all these enemies, and you know, like, you could easily die and fail the mission. It's not just you, it's thousands of other people. Like the gameplay itself is just super fun and all that. My biggest complaint of the game is it gets old really fast. Like, because it's very fucking repetitive. And it's what do you call it? It's because of the way the game is designed. It doesn't have like it is the levels are very sort of like procedurally. Hey, Sir Violet, how's it going? The levels are very procedurally generated, so a lot of the levels feel very samey, and you get all these samey, what do you call it? Objectives. Even objectives that are different, like, oh, you have to go down and you have to save the civilians, or you have to get the researcher uploads that. It feels way more samey because when you go down, you're like, what you want to do is you want to destroy all the hives and destroy all of this and do all of that, right? If you want a good score and all that, you want to get more money, you have to do that. I kind of wish that the game did not have those. That you just, you go down and you save the civilians and that's it. You're in and out. And you could destroy all or majority of the nests to make it easier, but I feel like it should not be a requisite to get higher points so that you can get more money. Like, cause again, like if you want to get all the money to unlock everything, you want to be playing in that way so you're more effective and efficient in like unlocking everything. You get more weapons, but unfortunately, I just saw that the stream went down to 0, but went back up. Did I get cut off? It's in red. It's in the red. Oh my god! Do I have to do like a part 3? It's going fine now. That sounds anti-super democracy. Okay. I saw the upload went down to 0, but it went back up. I hope it doesn't go back down to 0. I feel like it's a mistake, like doing the stream again. But yeah, it's very repetitive. It gets old fast, just like what Asmongold said. And I honestly don't feel like going back to it, except for because like Joel was like, oh, let's go play because they added a new alien thing. But I not looking forward to it 100% because it's, what do you call it? I feel like it might just be the same again. Just like go down to the base and shoot all the things. It's just gonna have different enemy type. But yeah, for that, because it's very repetitive, I'm just gonna put it on B tier. It gets old fast. This is just a picture of the Sega Genesis Mini. There's no particular game attached to it, so I'm just gonna put it here. Swordbird Song. This is... It's sort of like a Zelda-like, right? Like... It took longer than I thought. I felt like even though the game was short, it overstayed its welcome. But, you know, it plays like the old Zelda games. And, but Jammered, they got melee now, do they? I'd say it's a good time while you play it and all that. And it's pretty neat. So I'm gonna put C tier. I could say some more, but I don't remember that much, which is probably a slight against the game. I remember William and Sly a lot more, even though I was bored with it. But this game, I feel like it didn't leave a good enough impression on me. Okay, now Pal World is... Next one is Pal World. So I'm gonna put this in B tier. I feel like... I know it's very addictive. Like, to be fair, I've never played a game before where you build up a base and you make your own base and stuff like that. So maybe that's what got me addicted to it. And it has the formula of Pokemon of like, oh, you see a new Pokemon, you catch it. And it has the formula as well that's from Arceus. Even though you see a new the same old Pokemon, you want to catch it because you want to sort of increase your, like in Arceus, right? You want to catch the same Pokemon multiple times so that you can sort of increase your knowledge and your learning of the Pokemon, right? In Pal World, you do it so that you can enslave them or for your base, or you chop them up for resources, or use them to level up your other Pokemon. Hey, Shamtop, how's it going? So it has that feel, but eventually I feel like the game, it's been a while since I last saw a Lapras. When I found one, I thought I was playing Pal World. So Pal World is, I mean, it's not finished. Like maybe in the future it's gonna be better. I just feel like it needs to have a more fleshed out story. It needs to have more fleshed out lore. Then it's gonna be like A or S tier. But right now it's like B tier because like, oh, I'm seeing my stream's gone red again. I need to rush along the street. Damn, it went to 0. Do I need to stop this stream again? It's going down to 0 again. God damn, it's going like 50 kilobytes per second, 2000, 50, 500 kilobits per second, 2000. Why are you doing this to me, internet? Can you guys even still hear? Oh, it went down to 0. Is it? Can you still hear me? How the heck do I have 2 lights on this screen? I'll give it 1 more minute to come back, then I'll just do this tomorrow. Strong storm just hit. It didn't hit here. It's like quiet outside. I'll give it 1 more minute. It looks like it's coming back. No, it's not coming back. Stay up, stay up. Okay, it's looking like it's stabilizing. Am I back? We are? Am I back? It looks like it's stabilizing. It's not staying in 0 anymore. But the storm was hitting. It's still on red. I'm gonna wait until it at least goes or oh shit. It went back down to 0. Now it's jumping up and down again. Yes, I can hear you, Jammer. Go, stay up, stay up. Like it's jumping. It's jumping from 1,000 to 6,000. I already lowered down the bit rate to 2,000. It just has to stay a while for it to stabilize. Come on, go green, please. God damn it. I was talking about Pal World, right? But yeah, I already talked about Palworld. Like, it's still in early alpha. If it has like a more thought out like experience, then I would put it higher. But right now it's just B tier. Are you okay? My internet is acting up. I'm waiting for it to stabilize before I continue. Come on, go green. I already put it down to 2,000 kilobits per second. It's been over 2,000. It went down to 11. It went up to 11,000 kilobits, and it's still not green. Did I accidentally put it to 20,000 kilobits? What's going on? No, it says okay, now it's green. God damn. I had to wait like what? Like 2 minutes for it to go green. Is it like bad Wi-Fi? No, it's not bad Wi-Fi. I've talked about this issue 100,000 times, not literally 100 times. I've talked about this issue about my internet like a ton of times. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Ugh. I'm not even connected by Wi-Fi. I'm connected by cable, by LAN cable. But anyway, Sniper Elite 4. Palworld. No, I think I already finished talking about it. It's addicting and it has that addicting gameplay of Pokemon, but I feel like because it's not even finished. It's still in alpha or beta stage. It still needs work done. Reminds me of Arc. Okay. Sniper Elite 4. I put Sniper Elite 3 in my B tier, but I was gonna put this A tier, but like the level design and all that is pretty decent, but not as good as Sniper Elite 3. I see the stream went red, but I'm just gonna continue on because I think it just hears my voice and it shouldn't be an issue. It has some of the features that I like, such as like customizing how the difficulty and all that. And it has some more refined mechanics than Sniper Elite 3. So it's like Joel complained about Sniper Elite 3 that it's too easy to destroy vehicles. But Sniper Elite 4, it feels more balanced. And Sniper Elite 4, it doesn't have like the sort of like shoot, run away, go to a different sniper point and shoot that Sniper Elite 3 has. But it still has this sort of it relies more on like using sound masking and all that to snipe, but it's still like a lot better than 5. I feel like this is the best it can be. Sniper Elite 4. If only had the level design of 3, then like 4 would be like A tier. This is just a picture of Sobble that I used for like a stream, I guess. I don't remember why. What are you ranking? The games I played this year, in 2024. So if you notice, all of these games I played in 2024. So I'm like ranking them. This is a recap. It's a 2024 recap. So I'm recapping my year. Again, this is an AI generated image. So this is a year in which also a lot of AI stuff started showing up. Like 2023 there was AI stuff, but 2024 is when there's a lot. Oh, when did I do my Sakana AI cover? Was it last year or this year? Let me look. Did I do it last year or this year? Where is it? Oh, it was last year. So last year was a lot of AI stuff. I feel like this year is when a lot of it became more mainstream because of like, you got Suno. The character AI was last year as well, and you got a lot of AI covers, but this year you again like you got Suno, you've got it like showing up in video games like what's the name of that video game? The one that I was Vaudeville. It showed up in Vaudeville. It showed up in there's this vampire game where you're a vampire and you're trying to convince people to let you in. That's another AI game. So it was that 2024 was the year in which you start seeing AI being implemented in way more things. And like AI video creation was even like is so surprising. So if that was 2024, what's 2025 gonna be like for AI? Year of AI games. This one is Crime Boss Rocky City. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just gonna put this in C tier. It has some good stuff about it, but I don't know. It's just not good. But I don't know why. Like I was playing this, and then we went off and we played. What's that game called again? The one where you're robbing banks. What the heck is that game called again? Wait. What's the name of that video game again? Oh, Payday 2. But I don't know, like for some reason we were playing that and it was really frustrating. We went back to Rocky City where there was some improvements like there after an update, and then we liked Crime Boss again. But I feel like the only reason why me and Joel were not enjoying Payday is because we were playing with Tor, and for some reason he likes to play on the way harder difficulty than we should. And me and Joel, we're not as high level as him, so we don't have all the equipment. I don't know why he does that. Like, is he like intentionally, like even in Rocky City, he intentionally picks the harder difficulty. Like, what is he trying to impress us or something? I don't know why. Like if he picked like easier difficulty with Payday 2, I feel like I guess it's because number one, like he says, he plays it on the Switch and stuff like that, and he's probably used to playing on that difficulty. But I don't know, like I don't know why like even it wasn't doing well in the game. I don't know. Okay, this one is Them's Fighting Herds, Nidra. I don't know why a lot of people in the Fighting Herds community like Nidra. I don't like her gameplay style. I don't like her design. I honestly just don't like her. I'll put her down here to have challenge probably. I don't know why like we're not having fun and we're telling him it's too difficult. And all that. So I don't know why like to have challenge probably, but yeah, it's too much of a challenge, you know. I don't know, like okay, this one's a Dreamcast game. It is, I think when the game came out it had very middling reviews, but playing it today it is pretty, what do you call it? It feels more like a simulation. Even though it's like an arcadey game, it still feels more like simulation. Because when you're driving on the off-road dirt, like it's very easy to slide off. But like even I remember playing as a kid, we had difficulty with it and we had to sort of adjust our brains and the way we play a racing game to play this game. It's Buggy Heat, by the way. But I don't know. I enjoyed it while playing it. Like I couldn't. I think there were like 3 cups. There was like the easy, hard, and then veteran or whatever. Like really difficult. I wasn't skilled enough to finish the second difficulty level, so I could not get like actually finish the game and playing all levels. This one is Capcom Beat 'em Up Collection. I mean, it has Final Fight, which is like my one of my favorite beat 'em ups, and I kind of wish it had more beat 'em ups. Like definitely like Final Fight 2 and 3, but then that's not what this bundle is about. It's about other Capcom games of arcade Capcom beat 'em ups. I think I only played Final Fight. I don't remember if I played the other ones. But this collection, especially if you get it cheap, is good. Oh, you know, I'm going to put it on C tier because, you know, it's an arcade beat 'em up. It's designed to be frustrating and to eat up quarters. So if you don't like it, that kind of thing, like, I'd put it on C tier, heck, even D tier. But, you know, it's fine enough on its own. But it, like, again, like a lot of these beat 'em ups, like this Cowabunga collection that also has beat 'em ups, and this game, it gets old fast, especially if you have infinite whatchamacallit, infinite lives, coins, whatever. But if you do like any of them, like Final Fight, and you're vaguely interested in the other ones, I guess you could pick it up. Or if you are very interested in it and you don't want to pay the money for it, you could just emulate it. So there's that. Back for Blood 4. Goddamn, this is a D tier game. Like me, Joel, and Tor, like we started playing with each other because of Left 4 Dead 2, right? And we're just like, oh, let's try out this game. It's made by the same guys, even though we know it's not as good. Let's just play it. And goddamn, was it not good? Like, their idea of difficulty is just throw more zombies at you. And like the level design is very boring and all that. I feel like they tried to make the gameplay more interesting by adding card systems. They thought that the idea of making the game more have like feel different every playthrough and have more divergent gameplay by giving you these cards with different abilities would make the game more fun and feel more different. But friggin' Left 4 Dead is more fun and feels more different with its enemy director without the need of cards. And it's like a significantly older game as well. And like one of the final boss fight of this game is just like stupid and dumb. Like we kept failing it for whatever reason, and it is not good. But I felt like the DLC levels that Tor had, and we played it with Tor, was pretty decent. Like it definitely, the levels in the DLC were definitely a lot better than the base game. But overall, D tier. Like I remember when we wanted to buy this game, it was the price as a full ass game. Like if you want to buy a new game, like say, like what games came out to 2024? Like if you want to play Legend of Zelda. Oh wait, no, Legend of Zelda was a $70 game, so I'm not gonna put it on that tier. If you want to buy like Black Myth Wukong, it's like almost around the same price as Black Myth Wukong, and it's like 1 or 2 years older than that. Like why? That's why like we only got this when it was on sale and it was deeply discounted. And even then I felt like it was not worth that deeply discounted price. Man, fuck Left 4 Dead 2. Maybe I should put it on F tier, but it is a completely fine game on its own. But when compared to Left 4 Dead, a game that's probably 10 years older than it, like so much more friggin' superior. Looks like the upload rate has stabilized. Let me put it to 3000 kilobits per second. Hopefully. Why am I putting up the bit rate? It's not like I'm playing a video game where there's a lot of shit on the screen, but whatever. Start the party. Ugh, just straight D. Like, it's friggin' iToy game is better than the iToy 1, iToy 2, iToy 3 collection. Any one of those is significantly funner than Start the Party. It's a tech demo, but it's not good. I feel like I should have got that. There's this other game. I think it's called The Room or something, or I forgot what it's called. But it's basically the first game in which Astrobot came from. If I could find that game, I'd probably go pick that up and try it out. But Start the Party is definitely not a good game. Maybe I should put it F. But it is a completely fine game. It's boring. It's not like annoying or doesn't work like Bus Simulator, so I'm not gonna put it on F. Jammer got to have the highest bit rate for his tier list. Yeah, it's just boring. Nidra. I'm gonna put this on C, but maybe I should put it D or F. But like the reasoning why I put it D or F is because the character design is just like Tianho, and it looks like they reuse a lot of stuff for Nidra, and I mean it's all but I don't know, like the character is really fun to play and all that, but like it's a very broken character. Like a lot of people are complaining that you have infinites with her, and also like doing some of her moves crashes the game because obviously the team behind this DLC came out after a bunch of the team was no, they weren't fired yet. They were about to be fired. They're basically told like we need the minimum viable product. And after they fired them, I think the remaining members had to work on it. So it was, I think they fixed it a little bit after this release, but I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't put it C. I had fun with it. I'd put it on C, but it's just like a broken character with a broken release. This is when I did the Pokepla for this character. I don't remember what it's called. It was fine. I had more fun with this Planosaurus one than this one. But yeah, I'm not gonna rate that stuff because these are extra streams that have nothing to do with anything. Okay, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I would probably put this on S tier, but I'm gonna just put it on A tier because I do have some of my issues with it. Like number one, it is, I know it's by Platinum Games, and original people who worked on it worked on Devil May Cry 1, and they worked on Bayonetta of all things. But it does have the annoying, when you attack, you magnetize towards an enemy. But the memes, Jammer, yeah, it's kind of fucking annoying. Yeah, it has a cool mechanic, slicing and all that. Gameplay is great and all that. But again, it's the graphics, even when the day at the time it came out, there are some parts of the graphics look butt ugly. And I feel like that's the fault of Platinum Games, because like Platinum Games, I guess they lowered the graphics to optimize the game so that it plays better and all that. But just look at like DMC4 and DMC5. Like, these games can run well and they look good graphically. So I feel like there's no excuse for how dated the graphics look, even back when the game came out. To be fair, it probably looks like that way because of the gameplay mechanic of like chopping enemies into teeny tiny bits, which obviously chopping it like that and like it stresses stresses the capacity of the game, because like, you know, you cut the thing in half and then you have to render two things. You cut it into multiple pieces and then it puts a strain on the system. So maybe it's a performance thing, but I just can't help to just say that it doesn't look great graphically. Sniper Elite 5. I'm gonna put this C tier. Even though this is the first Sniper Elite I played and I had fun with it, its gameplay is very fucking annoying. Like, once the enemy finds out where you are, they just like hone in on you, and it doesn't feel like you're a sniper anymore. Like, it becomes an action game. To be fair, we played it on a pretty high difficulty where the enemies, we play on a pretty high difficulty, but we also played Sniper Elite 4 also in a pretty high difficulty. I think later on we lowered it because I don't think we did lower it. I don't remember, but Sniper Elite 4, like, when the enemy finds out where you are, they still keep their distance and they try to take pot shots at you, but it still feels like you're a sniper because you have to sit there, wait for them to pop out and shoot them as they come out. But and they eventually make their way towards you, because like eventually they'll try to flank you or get close to you, but they do take their fucking time, and it still feels like it's your own fault that you didn't see them sooner and you didn't shoot them down sooner, because you're just like, it's skill issue, right? But Sniper Elite 5, it's like fucking when they find you, they just go right for you, and then they're pretty close range, and it doesn't feel like you're playing a sniper game anymore. And they're gonna ring the alarm, and they're just gonna keep sending more and more fucking dudes to you. So playing Sniper Elite 5, it feels like it rewards you for playing it like a stealth game rather than like a sniping game. So eventually, if you want to play the game without being seen or whatever, or in the most effective way possible, is that you go around and you use your silenced pistol, or you melee kill people and you hide their bodies. So it feels more like you're playing Metal Gear Solid or Splinter Cell than you do playing a friggin' sniper game. So I'm just gonna put on C tier. Tears of the Kingdom. Most people put this S tier and A tier. I'm just gonna put this on B tier because I don't know. I didn't like Breath of the Wild. You know what? I'm gonna be fucking biased. I'm gonna put it on C tier. I did not enjoy my time playing this game. I mean, I did. There are instances where I had super amounts of fun, but it's very far in between. I kind of dreaded playing this game, and what was frustrating is that I was playing another game in between this, right? What's frustrating is because I was like, I'm starting to have fun with this game in the last 30 minutes of a 2-hour session. Now I'm gonna switch to another game. While I'm playing the other game, I'm thinking of Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go back to Tears of the Kingdom. Then the next day I play Tears of the Kingdom, barely anything happens in it, and I'm bored again. To be fair, a lot of that boredom is my mistake, because like, I go to a location and there are these missions in between it, and then I just feel like I'm being delayed because of it, and I'm just annoying myself with the choices I make. But I don't know. Okay, I saw the stream went red. Did it get interrupted any? You know what? I'll put the stream back down to 2,500 kilobits. Great, it went back down to 1,000. Oh, I should try to rush this. But okay, Sam and Max. I just love this game personally. It does have a lot of issues with it, and I'd probably, like, for the regular person, I put it C or D tier, because there are a lot of the game that has not aged well. It has a ton of the point and click adventure games I've ever played. This is probably one of the few games I've played in which I was stumped. Even back when I played it originally, where I had more patience to play it, it fucking stumped me. There's only 2 other point and click games that stumped me in which I had to look up a guide. One was also a LucasArts game. It was called... Oh, I forgot to put up the check. It was called... What was that game again? What was that? It was called the Dig. I remember the Dig. There's a part of the game where I got stumped. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? That game. There's another one. I forgot what it's called. It's like an old ass game that I forgot. And the other game was Sam and Max. And I remember I played Sam and Max during the time when I was really into adventure games, and I played games like Day of the Tentacle. And I remember on my second playthrough of Day of the Tentacle, I got stumped. Like, what am I supposed to do again? But I remember on my first playthrough, I got that game without looking up a guide at all. And I played at the same time as this game, and this game fucking stumped me. And it stumped me again on the second playthrough. So it has that dated adventure game design, especially during that time period in which a lot of games were artificially lengthened. Because number one, because a lot of games, they wanted to, like, a lot of like NES games especially, they extended the play time of the game because it was during the time in which you could rent video games, and then like you'd rent a video game for the weekend, you finish on the weekend, you bring it back, and you would never buy the game. You wouldn't buy the game because you already beat it. So a lot of companies were incentivized to make the game excessively hard, so that, like, if you bought it, if you just rented it, that you wouldn't finish it in one weekend. But yeah, but I put it B tier because voice acting is great, art style is great, humor is great. So much of it is great. Like, if you could play this game with a guide next to you, or at least just watch a YouTube video, like, definitely do so, because it is just... I honestly feel like this game, it has the best dialogue and voice writing of any of the Sam and Max games. And this is the first one as well. And the writing of, like, the Telltale Sam and Max, especially the latest one, Devil's Playhouse or whatever it's called, was really good. But honestly, the dialogue in this game and the humor is the best in this one. I'm gonna put it up here because it's just, like, really great, but it's let down by dated adventure game logic. Okay, now Lethal Company. This is definitely fun with people, but I don't know. I don't feel like I want to go back to it. But it was fun, like with Joel and with Thor and stuff. But again, it's one of the it's like Helldivers. It gets old fast. But I don't. But it definitely is a streamer kind of game, in which like it's hilarious and all that. But just like a streamer game, it's just play it once or twice and haha funny, and that's it. Then you never want the streamer to play it ever again. Okay, next game. Metal Gear Solid. Man, a lot of the games I played in the beginning of the year were my favorites. Metal Gear Solid 4, Grim Fandango, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Rising, Infamous, and Infamous 2. And also I played Prince of Persia. So a bunch of games that I really like in the past. Valkyria Chronicles. 2024 was a year in which I played a ton of my favorite games. Yeah, not a longevity game. Can't exactly build a channel off it. Yeah. Next game. Metal Gear Solid 4. Obviously, I'm not putting on S tier because it does have its issues. It's overly complicated plot. You definitely have to play the previous games to enjoy its story. A lot of the cutscenes are overly long and overly dramatic. Because you know how much I kind of don't like overly melodramatic scenes, and a lot of this like puts it up to 11. But I don't know, I really like the first level, and I really like the Europe level. The last level, I guess I don't like it that much because it's very short. It's supposed to be really difficult because you're like fighting the frogs and you have to like get past them. But like I already know the level and it's like really fucking short. And I don't like the boss fights, the BB fights. It has like the worst boss fights, not including Metal Gear Solid 5. But I feel like it has, and like I said, like I really don't like the ending cutscene. It's like how many minutes? Like 40 minutes long. The longest cutscene in a video game ever. They're so fucking annoyed at a big boss's death at the end. It's so fucking long and overly melodramatic. But I still fucking enjoy the game. I remember playing this game when it came out, and afterwards over and over and over again. And I would always watch the long ass cutscenes, even the big boss death scenes. That's how much I enjoyed this fucking game. Even though I'm going to tell you now, after playing Metal Gear Solid 1, it's not as good or memorable as Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, or 3. It does not have as good of level design as those games. Does not have good boss fights and all that, but it's still Metal Gear Solid. It's still peak. And Metal Gear Solid, like the last good Metal Gear Solid game in my opinion was Peace Walker. After that, like Metal Gear Solid 5, like gameplay wise it's good, but it does not feel like a Metal Gear Solid game. You know what I mean? Like Peace Walker and this are the last true Metal Gear Solid games in my opinion. And now, okay, Grim Fandango. Obviously, I'm gonna put this on S tier because this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm gonna put it before Valkyria Chronicles because Local Man claims shooty stealth game is peak. Grim Fandango is my favorite game of all time. Like gameplay wise, like it's not exciting. It's like a fucking point and click adventure game. Even for point and click adventure game, its mechanics aren't that great because it doesn't like it uses that weird 3D like it uses the weird 3D tank controls from like a game like Resident Evil, and it's weird the system it uses in this game where you have to look at objects and you move your character around and he looks at it. So when I played this game back in the day, I'd spam the E button because I wanted to make sure that the thing I'm interacting with is something new or different or whatever. I didn't play it with the new controls because I played on console, but if I play on PC, I'd probably have the new regular point and click controls, but I'm used to the game and I like those controls. A lot of people complained about this game like back in the day and even with its recent HD re-release that it has those weird video game logic. I personally did not have that much issue with it, with the video game logic, because all the levels except for the casino level. What's the name of that level again? I forgot what it's called. But basically where he has a casino, that the levels are pretty short, and if you have to resort to rub an item onto everything, like you'll eventually like finish the game. But yeah, except for that one level, like you can get through this game with relative ease. But yeah, but this game, god damn, the voice acting in this game is peak. I was so like disappointed in like playing other games, especially Japanese games that are localized by Japanese anime voice acting. Just hearing the performances from this game compared to any of the games on this list is so much fucking superior. And the writing in the game, especially the dialogue, is so friggin' good. Like there's so much that you could complain about this guy. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone because of the dated game mechanics, but the story, the imaginative locale of the game, the writing, the dialogue writing, the voice acting elevates this game to my like most favorite game of all time, Grim Fandango. That's how much, like, this game came out in 98 and I played it in the year 2000 and I still love it today, and I will visit it every now and again to play it, and I still love it. So yeah, that's Grim Fandango. Metal Gear Solid 3, another contender for one of my favorite games of all time. Sure, it does have some weird controls. Like I complained, I remember complaining about like the PS2 controls, about the pressure sensitive buttons, and a lot of times like this controls of this game and Metal Gear Solid 4, it feels like sometimes it feels like you're playing like Twister, because you know, like yellow hand red, left butt green, kind of like that. Like sometimes just like to aim down the gun, you have to hold down this button, you have to press this button, and then you have to press this button. So like aiming down a gun, like it takes so much, like sometimes like you have to figure out which buttons. It's not intuitive, and you have to press more buttons than you should and stuff like that. So it's like from a gameplay thing of like just doing basic functions is very weird. So it has very outdated controls. Metal Gear Solid 4 improved on the controls, but even this game still has a lot of, again, it has very unintuitive controls. Again, like it's not as bad as Metal Gear Solid 3, but it's still bad. They didn't perfect this until they got it pretty good in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which is funny because that's a PSP game. And the PS3 version, they got it like pretty good. And then they perfected the controls in Metal Gear Solid 5. It took that long for them to figure out how to make proper controls. But again, like, I put this game on A tier, but like when I played this game, I told you that there are certain scenes of it, like how, like the story of the boss and how they tell her story and all that, and like how they introduce boss fights and all of the characters. Put Metal Gear Solid like peak. This is fucking peak gameplay, peak boss fight, peak voice acting. Even though it's like Japanese anime people voicing it, is still really well done. Peak. Just like, for normal people, I'd put this above Grim Fandango, but I am biased, so I put Grim Fandango better. But like, I just adore this game. This is another game that I played back in the day. I just loved it. I play it today. I still love it. So there we go. And why do I have to end on Republic Commando? This is a fine game, C tier game. It was annoying getting it to work on PC, which distracted from the experience. And I feel like the gameplay is a lot more clunky than it should be, but it's still a pretty good game. But yeah, okay, just to recap, it's nice to hear. Just to recap the year, this is probably the year in which I went back and played a lot of my favorite games. Grim Fandango, Metal Gear, Valkyria Chronicles, Prince of Persia, Infamous, Metal Gear Rising, MGS4, Patapon, again, another game that I really enjoyed. That's a favorite of mine in the past. And Sam & Max game. Also, this one, Cowabunga Collection, had a bunch of games from my childhood. So 2024 was sort of a game in which I revisited the past a lot. Again, even like say Monkey Island. This is a game that is a sequel to a bunch of games that I played in the past. Epic Mickey is another game that's close to my heart because it sort of got me back into drawing. So it's another game that I really liked from the past. Heck, even this game, I never played this game, but I did watch a lot of videos about A Ride to Hell Retribution. So I feel like, yeah, also this one, again, another game from my past. This game, I never played. This is a game that I've always wanted to try. What else? And it has a theme of I tried things from the past that I have fond memories of. And even bad games like that I heard about, like Lair and Start the Party. Terrible games that I was like vaguely curious about in the past. So yeah, but it was overall like a game that a year that I played a lot of good games. And last year I did play a lot more games that were terrible, right? Like last year I played like Siberia and all that, which made up the F tier. But this year, there's a lot of D tier games as well. But yeah, like I feel like this year is the one that has the most S tier. Jammer tier list was basically the greatest hit, yeah. Okay, I guess recap on the year. I felt like this I remember at the beginning of last year, I said that I was feeling optimistic. That I felt like 2024 was gonna be a good year for me. And it was a good year. Because like for example, my sessions at the gym, like I did become stronger. I um I increased the weight that I would lift this year. So tangibly I've gotten gains from it. The other thing is sometimes like I catch myself looking in the mirror in the elevator and I'm like, damn, I look pretty good. Like I have such a low opinion of myself that I barely look at myself in the mirror. Sometimes like I catch myself looking in the mirror in the elevator as like not even just like my shoulders and my chest, but even my face. I'm like, I guess I look pretty okay. I mean, I like, damn, I look better than I think I do. That like I felt like this year was a very confidence boosting thing. Maybe just like having a more positive vibe at the beginning of the year, because I said I was optimistic. That probably changed my outlook on things and I improved myself, you know? And I did release a bunch of videos this year and I did get a lot of attention from it. But then there were other videos that didn't barely got any attention, because like I'll show you some of my videos. Cause like I was expecting some videos to at least hit 1,000. Why is this not loading? I was expecting some videos to hit 1,000, like this video. Look, it's only 156. Why? This video also, it's only 872. Why? Like consistently these Face Connect videos, they reach at least 1,000. Like look at this one. To be fair, this one got a lot of attention, so that's why it's 4,000. Like in this video, this got like 3,000. This got 1,000. This got 3,000. This one didn't get much good reception. This one managed to reach 1,000. Like why these videos like didn't reach, like this one didn't even reach 300. But like I did do pretty well, like but unfortunately some of my output went down. Like look at this. See, look. This video is November and then this one is like January. Then March and then April. To be fair, these ones are pretty close because this one and this one were part of a competition, so they're pretty close. But then this one pretty long and then this one pretty long. So my output has been not going that great. And the views have gone down and I also lost monetization. But this fucking video, this one, as you guys know, this one won best most creative, and I got $500 from it, and I finally managed to buy like a racing wheel, which I've always wanted. So you know, like it was a mixed year for videos. In 2023, I feel like I definitely did better in 2023 for videos. But in 2024, it's like a mixed bag. But then, like I said, like I felt like I had a more positive outlook and it paid off in the end because I got $500 from that one video. So, and like I felt like just genuinely more happy this year. Also, I changed my attitude of like, I'm not gonna be like this sort of guy who's always a sourpuss, like at the office, like, oh, I'm not, you know, like if it was 2023 or 2022, I wouldn't have gone to that company trip. Because I didn't go on the company trip in 2022 and in 2023. It wasn't my thing. I went this year. There were some things I regretted about going to it, but overall I had a good time. I like be less of a downer, be less of a sourpuss, basically, and I feel like it's paid off. uh and just being, you know, like be a little bit more open about stuff, you know. uh but yeah, this year I guess I'll try to continue that, trying to be a little bit more positive. I was hoping this year to go to Offkai, but I've decided not to go because, you know, I'm just trying. Well, like, what can I do with all the money I've saved from trying to go to Offkai? I mean, I could go, but again, I don't know anyone there. The travel is very stressful because it's like around 24 hours travel time, and I want to stay there like at least a week, but you know, it's like a paradox of I want to stay there longer to enjoy it, but the longer I stay, the more expensive it becomes, and I don't like spending money that much. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a good time. Like, I had a decent enough time going to Cosplay Mania this year, but maybe I would also have a good time there. But again, I don't know anyone there, and it feels more stressful on me and on my wallet just like thinking of going there. So maybe I'll just go in April or something to Dubai and go to the Comic-Con there and visit my brother. But I'm not sure about that yet. I haven't decided yet. But I'm still going to leave the option of going to Offkai open. So Offkai is in June. So I'm going to be definitively like 3 months before. So June 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to make my final decision about that like at the end of March if I'm going to go or not. Because who knows, like maybe I'll like something will change. Maybe I'll make more friends or something, or whatever, or like someone will come with me. I don't know. But okay, what do I want different this year? I'm going to try to step up my video creation thing. I've already started working a lot more on the video, like especially on the weekend. Like I've done more work this weekend on the current video I'm working on than I did in the past 2 months of working on it. So it is, I feel like if I work on it the same amount like day after tomorrow, and especially on the weekend, it's probably going to be done by next week. So here's to hoping that I've got more ideas for videos, but here's hoping to faster and better production of videos. I've got this year, I'm planning to work on not just Face Connect, because I still have some videos I want to Face Connect, but I'm going to work on a Raora video, and there's another video. It's gonna be a surprise, but it's a video that is it's on my interests. Like you guys never heard of it. It's like animation of YouTubers I watch, but I don't like to talk about them because it goes into political territory. So I'm not going to mention it here, but I'm going to work on that as well. I've been kind of working on a project of that on and off since like last year. But this year, I feel like I'm going to definitely work on it. After I finish this animation, I'm going to work on that one immediately. And then after that one, Raora. So this year, instead of just Face Connect videos, it's going to be a mix of other stuff. So my channel might actually get more subscribers because it's going to be more varied. It's going to be more varied content. I mean, it's still going to be the weird ass puppet animations, but it's going to target more fan bases. So yeah, like I guess my New Year's resolution is more variety of videos and I'm going to try to make more videos this year and more variety. But yeah, that's been my recap for 2024. And obviously, if you watch the previous video, it was like me talking about my trip to the Manila Aquarium last year, January. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna be playing. What am I playing tomorrow? I'm playing Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. Hopefully, I'm not gonna have any issues with that game. I had a little bit of issues with Sands of Time, but hopefully because it's basically the same game that came out like within 2 years of each other, that it's not gonna have any complications. But yeah, anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and